guys, it's Angelo, and today, after discussing the Shadow Priest changes last week, now we are having a look at the Discipline Priest changes coming with patch 8.1. Unfortunately, they're not as exciting as the changes which are coming to other specs like the Shadow Priest or the Elemental Shaman, but they are changes nonetheless, and so we will discuss them thoroughly. Keep in mind that these changes are not 100% final yet, and some things could still change. Some things have in fact changed just recently again, so again please keep that in mind. Also, if you would like to join the discussion with fellow priests, feel free to join our Discord server with the link of course in the description and stay updated on everything concerning priests in World of Warcraft. A special thanks to Mend from the Focused Will Discord community, a guide writer for Discipline Priests over at Icy Veins, and an overall highly knowledgeable priest for sharing his thoughts and insights not only for this video, but for all of us over at Focused Will. I'll leave a link to the community Discord as well as to his recent patch 8.1 article in the description below, so be sure to check that out as well. Now, that being said, and without any further ado, let's go right ahead and have a look. So first off, before we take a look at these changes in detail, let's look at how the Discipline Priest is performing currently. At the moment, the Disc Priest is arguably the strongest PvE healer in World of Warcraft. Strong burst healing once ramped up with some atonements, and very formidable, yet limited group healing capabilities make the Discipline Priest very versatile and competitive in any environment, and what the spec lacks in group cooldowns, it makes up for in strong single-target healing capabilities and damage prevention via the cooldowns the spec does have at hand, pretty much making it outshine any other healer at a high competitive level in essentially every way. That the Discipline Priest will be a strong healing spec in Battle for Azeroth once more was already clear during the beta, and has only proven to be true throughout all of Uldir. However, I believe that most people, including the developers perhaps, did not expect skilled players to be able to push the skill cap and the output potential therefore of the spec as high as it is currently. Whether or not this, or rather that, was a blessing or a curse, I will leave up to you to decide, but the upcoming patch notes definitely speak for themselves. Now, I will address all of the currently planned changes in detail, and I will give you my opinion on these changes after we've addressed them all. Firstly, there are big changes coming to Power Word Shield and Focused Will, so let's just start off there. Focused Will no longer stacks twice, giving us only a 15% damage reduction. Power Word Shield can no longer be spammed onto the same target consecutively, as there will be a 6-second debuff placed on your shielded target, due to the return of Weakened Soul as a debuff. This will take a lot of prominence away from your Power Word Shield and will actually shift more towards Shadow Mend. An added reason for this is that Depth of Shadows, an Azerite trait, will no longer have its healing, or will rather have its healing effect doubled on Shadow Mend, as well as giving a target, which you then heal with Shadow Mend, an 18-second atonement rather than the baseline 15-second atonement. The new Death Denied Azerite trait places a shield on any target you grip with Leap of Faith, lasting for 10 seconds, while also cooling down Leap of Faith 200% faster for however long the shield holds. Sudden Revelation, also a new Azerite trait, gives Power Word Radiance a 50% chance to cause the next Holy Nova to deal increased damage and reduce the cooldown of Power Word Radiance by 3 seconds. Concerning direct spell and ability nerfs, we have Schism, which has been nerfed, Purge the Wicked, which has been nerfed slightly, Power Word Solace, which has also been nerfed slightly, and Power Word Shield, which had its mana cost increased. On top of this, the damage modifier for Discipline Priests, which is something we players don't really see, but it happens in the background of the game, has been changed and now reduces the damage we deal with Smite more than it did previously. We also have a formidable nerf to Atonement itself, reducing the amount of healing that is transferred via dealing damage by 5%. And finally, we have a cooldown increase on Evangelism from 1.3 minutes to 1.5 minutes. Lots of changes, right? Well, even though there are quite a few changes made here, and all of them negatively impacting our current gameplay, we do need to keep in mind that the Discipline Priest, in its current state, is outperforming the other healers in the game by quite a margin. There are many ways to research this dominance of the spec, but I think a simple look at overall performances of the spec when looking at different performance brackets and Warcraft logs should suffice to make the point. Even after these changes, the spec will still be incredibly strong, but the nerfs will most definitely balance the Disc Priest's output back down to match that of other healers, regardless of how much the player is able to do with the spec. Now, limiting the use of Power Word Shield, as mentioned before, will shift some prominence towards Shadow Mend. This alone will begin to force players into making more situation-based decisions. Simply reapplying a shield to different players will not be an option anymore for 6 seconds, forcing us to make use of other means. With Atonement transferring less healing and Smite now dealing less damage, this also means that we will have a harder time healing players through simple use of Atonement, and I personally feel as if it will become very difficult to heal just through the use of Atonement, especially in a Mythic Plus environment, but also of course in raids. I doubt we will see the Discipline Priest really dropping from its throne per se, but it will perhaps have to share it with the likes of a Holy Priest in raids, and perhaps monks or paladins in Mythic Plus, but that is of course to be seen. What do you think? Do you think these changes are justified? When looking at the future of the expansion, do you think that this was a necessary step, perhaps to prevent the Discipline Priest from becoming too strong? Be sure to let me know in the comments below or on our Discord server. Of course, I'd be excited to read what you have to say about it. Special thanks, as always, to all of our supporters over at Patreon. You guys help out monthly and it is much appreciated. Also, a special thanks to our Discord mods Robin and Conan, and to every other active community member who engages in conversation and answers all of the questions coming in day by day. Once more, a very special thank you to Mend, and thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. As always, have a good one my friends, and I will see you all in the next one.